the Bureau brought them together, but what might tear them apart? Well, our next guest has the answer to that question. Brian J. Smith is the star of Class of '09, and he is here to share more on this limited series. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
How you doing?
We're great. I've seen all the previews for this,
Yes.
and I've yet to dive into watching it. So entice me. What is Class of '09 all about?
Class of '09 follows a group of pretty extraordinary recruits at the FBI, and it's about how they go into the FBI and try to change the FBI from the inside, but it's also how the FBI changes them over the course of a couple decades of their lives. It's their relationships, their disappointments and victories, and it's a real interesting look at the way institutions change us and the way that we, can hopefully change institutions that need to be changed.
Interesting. Yes, and I'm assuming it's called Class of '09, so it's got to be set in the year 2009. Am I wrong in that, or is that correct?
Yeah, that's 2009 is sort of like the baseline. That's where everything starts from, and then it's like 10 years from that. There's another timeline that jumps off from there. And then about 10 years after that, there's another timeline. So it's these three timelines. It's like the past, the present, and the future all sort of dancing together.
I see, all kind of 10 years apart. Well, fill us in on your character. Who do you play in this limited series?
I play a gentleman named Lennox who comes into the FBI, a rich kid, comes from a lot of privilege, but is quite embarrassed by it, actually, and does not want to go into the life path that his parents and his family have set for him, and he shocks everybody and does what they think he shouldn't do, which is go into the FBI. He, I think, wants to go into the FBI being a field agent, but he ends up doing what he didn't want to do in the first place, which is become a lawyer for the FBI. And then in the future, it's about him dealing with the implications of his time in the FBI, and specifically his relationship with a poet, Kate Mara's character.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say, you had a bunch of scenes with Kate Mara that we're looking at.
I was just about to say, let's talk about the cast, because you got Kate Mara,
Right.
you got Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people in this cast that are amazing. Let's talk about what it's like to be a part of this.
It was ridiculous. I mean, I first became aware of Kate in a big way from House of Cards, and was just like, who is this woman? And Brian Tyree, honestly, from Atlanta. I think I had actually seen him, though, in Book of Mormon.
Oh,
I believe he
wow.
was like in
I
the,
love
in
that
the
musical.
like original Broadway cast of that. I hope I'm getting that right. I'm pretty sure that was him. He's just incredible. Those two are just some of the best actors of my generation.
Yeah.
So getting to be on set with them and learn from them and just hang out with them and get to know them as people was one of the reasons I love my job so much.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you hope people come away with as they're watching?
Well, I hope that they enjoy the puzzle of it. It's definitely a show for people that love an intricate plot puzzle, that like to be challenged a little bit. The show takes its time and definitely throws some curveballs. It's not linear, but hopefully it all builds up to a sort of satisfying emotional conclusion. I mean, listen, it's about the FBI and it's about artificial intelligence and surveillance and all these things, but ultimately you want people to sort of hop on board with the characters.
Yeah.
And I thought Tom Rob Smith, our writer, did a really great job creating a really interesting cast world, and I hope the audience enjoys them.
Yeah.
Did they have to age you up or age you down any as you're playing, 10 years apart, these different decades of the version of your character?
Yeah, so we did have to wear prosthetics for our sort of 50-year-plus versions of ourselves, which, that took about like 2.5, 3 hours sometimes for me.
Wow.
I mean, there's like prosthetics under the eyes and the jowls and the paint like you wouldn't believe. It was very subtle, but I think they did a really great job. The harder part, to be honest, was like the younger stuff. I think when I first come in, I'm 29 years old. And that was a little interesting because you see already the hard work that has to go into making someone like me look like they're 29. It was kind of hilarious.
Well, shout out to the makeup
Yes.
team there. Yeah, that's really cool.
They did a great job.
Yes.
They did a great job.
Yeah. How can we see it? What's it? Where can we see it streaming right now?
Well, this is produced by FX, and you can watch it on Hulu.
Oh, nice.
I believe as of now there's 5 episodes up, and there'll be, I think this week starting Wednesday, I believe it'll be 6 episodes total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much,
joining us.
Brian.
Yeah, we appreciate your time.